Hi, it's Paula from Pola Quilting. Welcome to my channel. In one of my previous videos I showed you how I've made 14 bags for a charity project. I had to quilt 14 bags for the bags to put them together. I used very simple free motion quilting designs and I will share them with you in this mini series. Today is the first of the designs out of 8 and it's called square loops. Let's get started. What I want to do, I will take this type of the quilting, which I've done a few times before. So you go straight line and then you have a loop and then you have other side loop. I have this loop and the other side loop, and you kind of carry on. And with the smaller project that looks quite nice because then you go with the second line and you add this. And loops will be smaller or bigger, and I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm sure you have seen something similar, so that's quite nice pattern to go. But I like, recently at least, more patterns on the squarish side. So what I will do instead, I will go and do something like this. So it kind of gives a little bit different effect than the round one, and I think it will be easier to do, especially if you're finding that when you're doing the round shapes, you've got that eyelashes on the back effect where the thread doesn't go correctly. With the straight lines it should be easier to overcome. And then I will go from the other side and do something like this. Okay, so that's the design number 1, and let's have a look how successful I'm gonna be with that one. So this is the finished one, first one I've made. So you can see here, I hope it will be visible maybe on this one. So I went here and I just made those square kind of loops here. But what I also did is kind of a hint if you're working on the bigger quilt. So I managed to go through from the top to bottom here on all of that quilt, or all of that bag. It could have been quilt, so I went from the top to bottom on one side, but then I turned it around and I went with another stitches just from the middle down. So that means I only had to work with this part of the quilt, not the whole quilt, just the quarter. And then when I finish on this side, I turned it around again and I went from this spot down again, so another quarter to work with. So if you imagine this is a big quilt, what you want to do is start, you know, from the middle of your quilt. So you're stitching here, 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 just the halves, just the half of the quilt or quarter at the quilt at the time, and you're turning it around. That means you only ever have a quarter quilt to work with. It's much easier to push it through the domestic machine. So that's just a little bit of hint. And here obviously it was small project, I could have easily go with those lines across straight away, but I just added a little bit of design here, you know, especially where I've got those solid colors here. You can see a little bit of different direction, gives a little bit of more interest. So that's number one done. I actually made another one in that pattern because I really liked it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you will find it useful in your own journey. To catch up on all previous videos, you can use a playlist I've created called Pola Quilting. There is a link to it in the description below. Be sure to check description below for other links to the resources and tutorials I've mentioned in this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.